Welcome to one of the webinars of the book Kiezen voor Winst in Dutch, or How Winners Make Choices in English. In this webinar we will discuss how you can choose a niche for your new product. Most companies initially don't target the mass, instead they choose a niche. This is consistent with the idea that you cannot conquer the world all at once. For example, Under Armour started with an anti-perspiration t-shirt designed specifically for American football players. From this niche, Under Armour has grown into a global player that now competes with Nike and Adidas. In a similar fashion, Amazon started with selling books. This strategy was also applied by Airbnb. It focused primarily on travelers on a tight budget for whom sleeping on an air mattress was not a problem at all. When Michelin launched the Tweel, the invention was widely praised. Time magazine called Michelin Tweel one of the most wonderful innovations of the year 2005. The non-pneumatic wheel design consists of a rubber outer layer and a complex shock-absorbing polyurethane spoke system. Michelin was facing a tough dilemma. Do we launch the Tweel in a niche, or do we target a broader audience? And if we initially target a niche, which one? Michelin analyzed the market. There was of course the car market, but also the off-road market. The off-road market consists of excavators, bulldozers, and riding lawnmowers. Michelin finally selected the niche of the riding lawnmowers. But let's see, how did Michelin actually choose to target lawnmowers? In general, when choosing a niche, it's important to take some core dimensions into account. The first important dimension is the scope of the niche. So what's the volume of the niche? The second dimension is the value that you as a company can offer the customer in the niche. And the third dimension contains the effort and the monetary cost that is required to enter the niche. Let's now apply this to Michelin. Michelin evaluated the three potential niches based on the aforementioned criteria. In this table we can see the niches in the first column, so you can see the car market, the market for excavators and bulldozers, and the market for riding lawnmowers. And in the other columns you can see the criteria, so the size of the niche, the value for the customers in the niche, and the cost of getting access to the niche. If we now evaluate the three options on the criteria volume, we can see that the automotive market is clearly superior because the volume for excavators and bulldozers is smaller and even much smaller for riding lawnmowers. If we look at the criteria of budget, then we can see that for excavators and bulldozers, the price is highest, so that's the most expensive, followed by car tires and then tires for lawnmowers. The main advantages of the new Tweel design are that the Tweel never punctures and its polyurethane spokes are shock absorbing. The Tweel can also be equipped with a drainage system such that the risk of aquaplaning is greatly reduced. The lifespan of a Tweel is 2 or 3 times longer than that of a pneumatic tire, with a lower environmental impact as a result. Michelin Tweel thus has major advantages over pneumatic tires in all three niches. However, the benefits for the off-road market are stronger, because they are more often confronted with rough terrains than cars, and therefore with heavy shocks and objects, which can cause a puncture. If we then look at the last criteria, the cost of getting access to the niche, we see that the market development costs in the automotive market are very high. The Tweel would, for example, have to pass a lot of safety tests. Moreover, the car industry is very conservative, which makes a large-scale rollout of Tweel very risky. For larger off-road machinery such as excavators and bulldozers, there is also a relatively high development cost. To reach this market, you have to immediately provide a wide range of sizes. There should also be a clear and demonstrable gain in cost efficiency for the customer. The higher cost price of the Tweel must be justified by its longer life. The development of smaller off-road applications, on the other hand, is easier. The number of wheel sizes is relatively limited and the market is easily approachable. The risks are therefore very limited. Taking into account these considerations, Michelin launched the Tweel in 2014 in the lawnmowers market in collaboration with John Deere. So it opted for a local launch with the goal of becoming a global player in the long term across all niches. Moreover, global launches are rare in general. When rolling out an innovation, one more frequently uses a so-called waterfall strategy, where you go from niche to niche, than a sprinkler strategy, where you target all niches at once. So despite the clear choice of lawnmowers at launch, Michelin focused on a different niche at a later stage, namely excavators, with further growth as a goal. Thank you for your attention, and we hope that this webinar helps you in making choices yourself.